This is the first time on any diet where I eat one meal a day and I go home and I'm dreading eating the meal. It always used to be so fun. It was like the one meal. It's like, oh, finally we get to pig out and I'm eating. Oh, this is so exciting. Finally, I'm fasting all day. But I'm healing. And it's the conundrum of conundrums. The fork's in the road. I don't even want to use the fork to eat my meal. It's so gross. So I've been doing super high fat, like 86% fat by calories, because I've learned that protein could be damaging and it spikes the blood sugar, and that's likely why I've not been fully healing on the carnivore path. And as I've been trying for the past couple of weeks, I've noticed, like, yes, I'm way less constipated. Things are slipping out of me. My skin, the forehead rash is almost gone. Hopefully it continues that and just heals. But like, I look at my skin, I'm like, there, finally, yeah, that makes sense, okay. So this has been the journey from the beginning. I want great energy, great mood, perfect digestion, great skin, boom. That's pretty much all you need in life. If you're happy and you're energized, you're doing what you're passionate about, your digestion is not causing you pain, you're not embarrassed to go to the bathroom, it's just like, okay, that's one check. And your skin looks good, people might actually follow your advice. So like, there's other aspects of health, but pretty much those 4 things, boom, you're covered. So every time I focus on improving one of those pillars, like, okay, my digestion's terrible on this high-fat raw vegan diet, but my skin's amazing. Then I'll make some tweaks and then digestion improves, skin gets worse. It's like, what happened there? Okay, let's rethink that. Okay, carnivore. Skin, not so great. Energy, great though. It's been very confusing, and I know you've been through it too, some of you. Right now with this super high fat diet, it's like energy's great, skin's great, mood is great, digestion's interesting, somewhat great, seemingly ticking all the boxes, not knowing that there's a 5th box that means you're having fun while you eat and you're enjoying yourself. What I've been eating for the past 2 weeks has been mostly raw meat, but now that I'm lowering the protein so much, it's like 250 grams. I think that was too much. So it's like a tiny piece of meat and mostly raw beef suet, which is the grossest thing. I'm done with it. We're done. Like that, I had my last meal yesterday of beef suet, and I'm like, I can't. I don't care how healthy I become. This is a nightmare every day. So like, I'm doing raw egg yolks on the suet, sprinkle of salt, and it's somewhat tolerable, but it's bad news, man. The carnivore diet, super high protein, was so much more enjoyable to eat. It's not even funny. Like, a lot of meat to satiation, but I was way more tired after the meals and constipated and my skin rash, and like, it wasn't working, but it was so much more fun. I don't know what the balance is right now because I've been testing my blood sugar. Listen to these numbers. So I wake up, it's like 4.2, 4.1. After the dry fast, it was 3.7. In American numbers, these are like in the 70s, like really low, good times. After I ate a meal, it was 80 grams of protein, ground beef, and mostly fat. 2 hours later, it was 5.6, which is like 100. I'm like, it was such little protein. Don't I need any protein? Why are you turning it into sugar? What are we doing here? So I was shocked. I was like, I have to lower it even further? So yesterday, I had liver raw with the suet, and it was 70 grams of protein. It was the tiniest, most disgusting meal you ever seen in your life. And my sugar was fine after. It was like, it went from 3.7 before my meal to 4.6 2 hours later. And I was like, I can live with that. That's not bad. That's some pretty decent blood sugar, but what the hell, man? There's nothing to eat. It's just fat. And so if I get rid of the raw suet, what's the alternative? Cooked suet, which is, I don't know, it's a sideways step at best. It's not like, oh, that's so much better. Sprinkle some salt on it, you're like, oh, yummy. You're basically eating solidified oil. What a nightmare. Speaking of oil, listen to this experiment. Oh my God. So I was getting so sick of the suet. I was like, I can't do this, man. What am I doing here? I'm gonna try olive oil. And so I had in mind, I'm eating roughly like 2,400 to 2,700 calories a day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep my same protein. So it's like 240 grams of ground beef, and I'm gonna use olive oil instead of the suet. And so like I did it on Chronometer. I was like, okay, I need 170 grams of olive oil. Okay, I'm not sure how much that is. Let's just weigh it. So I put the beef in a container, glass container, on a scale, and I'm weighing it, and I'm pouring slowly. And I'm like, okay, oh my God, that's a lot of oil. Oh, we're only at 40 grams. Oh boy. Oh God, 100 grams. That's a soup now. It's an oil soup. What are we doing? I got it up to 170 grams, and I was looking at it and I was like, what are you doing? You're gonna eat that. Like, how could that possibly work? The reason I did it was because I've been experimenting with a bit of oil, and I seem to get more nauseous just having it. Like just a little bit of olive oil in some salmon or something. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's the oil. So I went all in on the oil to see, like, is that much worse? It was much worse. I can't believe, I couldn't even finish it. Every spoonful was like ground raw beef with a lot of oil. And then at the end, there was like 40 grams of oil left. And I was like, I'm not doing that. Not even close. So like I'm losing weight, still shredded. Come on now. Look at that guy. That's Shred Town right there. I'm still strong on this like low protein, 70 grams. I just beat my reps by 2, usually 1 rep on those 1 arm elevated ring push-ups. Today I actually got 2 more than usual. Could be because I lost a bit of weight. You're crazy. So olive oil is out. Because it's a liquid fat, it has to be solid. So you could do coconut oil, refrigerate it, and then it would be like a solid chunk, and then you add raw beef to that. Oh, that is good times. So I'm leaning towards maybe even trying a vegetable to soak up some of the fat. Because one of my problems is I still get nauseous. No matter what the hell I eat. Sometimes it's, oh, okay, that's not so bad. I was only nauseous for an hour or 2, and then the high-fat meals seem to digest faster, and the nausea goes away eventually, and that's nice, whereas the protein meals were like nausea all night. It's just, I'm so sick of this queasy feeling often, and I'm taking so much lipase and digestive enzymes and digestive bitters, and what is the solution? It's just, the solution is my liver is effed. And it cannot handle this amount of fat at all. I just did a liver flush a little while ago. I felt on top of the world for a couple days after that. I was like, wow, we just purged some stuff. I didn't pay attention to stones, but I'm doing 3 of those flushes in 3 months, and we'll make a super clickbaity video at the end of that. Oh my God, 3 liver flushes in 3, you'll never believe what happened. So we've reached a fork in the road where I continue down this path, and it's decent. I'm clearly healing. The super high protein was doing some damage, and doing the high fat is just soothing all inflammation, but not enjoyable at all, and 0 common sense. You would never find this much fat in nature or anywhere, ever. It's just so stupid. Like, it's the dumbest diet. If you're like actually thinking, what's the best diet for humans? Common sense wise, you would say like, okay, we pick fruit, we hunt animals, super high protein animals. This makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, I have lots of tallow stored up from like 19 animals that I killed for 1 protein of the animal. You see what you get it, you understand. Like, it takes the fat of 20 animals to have enough fat to protein ratio of eating just the meat of the 1 animal. So you throw out 18 animals protein-wise after you've drained the fat somehow. And that's what we're looking at right now, and it's so dumb. And the ultimate thing would be, let me digest nuts. God, I have so many macadamia nuts still. I gave a lot away, and I've given lots to squirrels, but let me try some. If I could digest those, we're in heaven. We're in literal heaven, because I'm just doing super high fat, but enjoyable fat with nuts. But there's so many things wrong with nuts. They're hard to digest. Phytic acid, anti-nutrients, oxalates. everything about them is just like the fiber. They're crunchy. When you poo them out, you see the stuff there, nothing happened to it. What's the solution? So it's like continue doing this super nauseating high fat, but heal the body, and then eventually I can tolerate some nuts. I doubt that could ever be a large part of my diet, but whatever. Or we veer right off into a way different direction, doing fruit juice and lean meat, and we join the snake diet cult, and it's just all sugar all the time, and I'm just pouring maple syrup over my head. I want that to happen. Is that the answer? The sun came out. That is the answer. You saw that. You saw it. Okay, so I'm going to buy a watermelon. I'll be back. I changed the scene, even though 90% of the people have clicked off onto TikTok Reels and scrolled down to kitten videos. So let me know your thoughts. What's the more logical path? Fruit juice only all day, plus lean meat at night, a small amount, almost vegan. Could even do just fish at that point. Why wouldn't you? So I'm just like pescatarian juice boy. And like, I obviously don't need much protein. I'm on 70 grams and I feel strong, and like, there's no reason to be stronger than what I am now, even though I gain strength every week no matter what happens. Could be all the fat, and then if I switch to juice, I lose everything because I have no hormones anymore. That could be a downside, but I've never tried, well, I have actually. I have done the juice and meat, and it was fantastic. It was working, just a lot of diarrhea on that one, but yeah, I could adapt. You don't know that I couldn't. Or we keep on going on this nauseating fat path and hope that it just heals me soon, and then I can tolerate some broccoli or something. I might even have some broccoli. Imagine calcium in my body. My tooth could repair. It's starting to fill in. I'm doing all natural stuff now, and it's way better than it was in that way long video ago. So people are telling me, look, oh, your teeth are dead, bro. They'll never come back. No, I've had this many times. I get these brown spots, and then I remineralize, and I don't know why I don't just continue remineralizing. My toenails are cracking. That's fine. They've been cracking for years. I'll live. So let me know, juice and meat or super nauseating high fat? Is anybody doing what I'm doing right now? Like really high, 86% fat, like so much. I'm having like 0.4 grams of protein per pound or something, but that's plenty enough, obviously. It's just so unenjoyable to eat the fat. Unless I could deep fry tallow somehow. I've seen it. You freeze it and then you air fry it. It melts, man. Why does it have to melt? I'll leave. How you doing? You thumbing off the video? I would. Thumbs down. If you only eat hawk eggs, not only are they rare, but they're likely not very delicious, and you're probably gonna get attacked by one or more hawks. There's the male and the female, both guarding the nest. What are you gonna put a ladder up there and then I'll just take these without any... Oh, the CGI around here. So there we have that. Is that a butterfly? Could be. I'll leave. How you doing? Subscribing for more videos. I'll see you in the next one.